Are you ready?
Hello friends, this is Jesse, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you some very basics of mod rewrite. I am not an expert with this, I just do a little bit to get around. And if you go to the SitePoint forums in the Apache area, this guy helps me out a lot. He is a very smart guy, and I hope he never sees this video because he'll put me to shame. But I'll try to help you guys out with some basics. And you have to have mod rewrite on, obviously, and the way you enable that is under your httpd.config file, and what you do is you just find rewrite, and you just want to make sure this is being loaded. This is usually on a lot of shared hosts, so I won't worry about that. And if this has a # in front of it, you would just erase it and save the file and probably reboot your Apache. Anyways, let's get to the rewrite. So what I'm working with is a folder here. I have my htaccess, an index file, and an other file. And the other file, all this does is go to an other file, okay? Nothing fancy. And in the htaccess, let's have some fun. So the first thing we have to do is say rewrite engine on, like that, okay? That means it's on. Now in some examples you'll see if rewrite.so, something like this. Sorry, I don't know the perfect syntax. I was told not to do that because it wastes time having Apache check that for every single request. Okay, so just have it on, and we're going to assume that everything's good. Okay. The next thing we do is we create a rewrite condition. Okay. This isn't the rule, this is the condition. So we'll say rewrite COND as in condition, and then a % in brackets, okay? Request file name and not D, okay? Now let me explain what this means. This is saying the request that we get from this URL up here, if the request is a directory that exists, then we're not going to rewrite anything. So basically, if I had this folder here, I said new folder and it was called test, and if I went to Jesse/test like that, then it would not rewrite according to the rules that we're going to give it below. Okay, and the same thing is going to happen with -f, but this is for a file. Okay. So if we had a file, let's say other, and we went to other.php, since this exists, it's not going to apply the rules to that as well. And for the last one, we'll do L for symbolic link. Okay, I don't really think I should attempt to explain that. I'll just embarrass myself. Okay, so we have all these, and right now it's not going to do anything. And now we create the rewrite rule. Okay, so you type rewrite rule. Okay, now we have to give it something to rewrite, and we're going to use a little regular expression, and I'm going to do a up arrow, a group, and then the end of it. Okay, so this looks a little confusing. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think the caret means anything. So anything before dot star, okay? And what we're going to rewrite is index.php question mark, and we're going to pass a variable in here that we can get with PHP. I'll say URL equals $1, okay? And we're also going to put some square brackets here and say QSA, comma L. And you're like, what the heck is this? Oh man. QSA means query string append, and yeah, whatever. And L means it's going to test it as like a path name or something, whatever. This is so embarrassing. Anyway, so we have this. Okay, so let's go to index.php. That's our default page. Okay. And if we type /test, okay, that goes to the test folder. Let's get rid of the directory, okay, and let's refresh, and now it goes to the index file. So that's why we have the directory thing on, okay, if you want to do that. Next, let's just do Jesse/YYYY, okay, and we're still at the index file. And if I type /8888, we're still here. So what we can do is let's open up index.php, and as you see in this htaccess index.php, it gives us this get URL in a URL variable. So what we can say is get URL, and obviously you're going to have to do a check like if exists, and let's do echo get URL. Let's also echo HR or for horizontal rule, and save and refresh, and you can see it'll give us these parameters. What you also could do is say explode of get URL. Let's call this URL equals explode get URL, and let's explode it by forward slashes. Now let's do print r URL. Okay, let's see what we get. And now we have an array of data. So like if you were making a way to organize everything, you could have a page handler like this. And this is a very simple example of one where, like in a model view controller, I guess you could even do this. Could be the controller, and here's a function, and here's a parameter to the function. What I mean is this: function of you'd call it URL 0 and then URL 1, and you could pass custom functions. That's just a really sloppy example, but I feel like I'm ranting a little bit, and this is just a very simple mod rewrite. I hope that helped, and I hope it's not too confusing. If it is, I apologize. But thanks for watching, guys.